Game number 2, we'll head into picks and bans right here for C6 versus their friends across the way, Team Rival. And Odin, one more time, will be unbanned. Or, excuse me, banned.
You don't want to allow the Odin pick to really go through. Just no point trying to deal with it, especially not when you're electing for a minor sustained composition like Rival has been with the Sylvanas.
Circuit banned out, like you noted. Auzrik very strong on the Circuit, so strong choice there. Sylvanas banned out, so Rival not going to have that option to them. And instead, it will be the first pick, Zeus.
That's scary. Watson on Zeus.
Yeah, the Z-Man coming out for the W. That's going to be troublesome. Carbon6 going to have to bring out everything they can, and it'll be the Bellona first pick, and then the second pick for Carbon6.
This could really go in any direction as far as what they want to lock in, and it's going to be Ymir, and I actually like Ymir because of how much cutoff potential he has for that Zeus.
And the Cabrakan also going to make things troublesome if they want to fight in the jungle, so Ymir will have to, they'll fight walls with walls. We'll see how it works out. Hercules is going to work out definitely really strong with all the everything going on. When Cabrakan drops his wall and Ymir drops his wall, the ball can just bounce back and forth.
Not to mention that with Hercules and Cabrakan on the side of Team Rival, that is the front line that you would ideally want to see for a Zeus. But Carbon6 looks like they're taking a page out of Rapio's book here and trying to respond back with that Nemesis to chunk down on that tanky composition Rival's trying to run.
I love the Nemesis. She's a tank shredder. That's her number one, right? That's the first thing on her resume. I kill tanks. But she also does extraordinarily well to chasing down characters that don't have a traditional escape. When you look towards that Zeus, slow on top of slow on top of slow, you're not going to escape that Nemesis either. Ullr can, and the Morrigan, well, it all depends on what she's doing.
Is this actually going to be the first time that we see Morrigan for console?
Yes, it will be. We've seen a couple of performances on the PC League, most notably in the solo lane, featuring the Morrigan, although she has been played in the mid and the jungle position. Here for Team Rival, it looks like she'll be playing in the, well, support, Bracken, solo her. It looks like she might be in the jungle. She'll either be jungle or even support, depending on how Team Rival are feeling. The Isis one more time for Carbon.
I kind of expect that Morrigan to go the way of Rapio. It seems more like something he would choose to play.
I think so as well, and we don't have to guess. We'll just take a look at the game, and you are right. It is Rapio right there in the jungle on the Morrigan. And so he'll be able to have that at his disposal. What are some of the things that you've noticed positively about Morrigan's application into some of the games that we've seen on the PC side?
I mean, if a team's ahead, it's absolutely devastating because then you get two of whatever you want. We've mostly seen it alongside of CC ultimates, such as bots,
Fear No
for
Evil is a
instance.
big deal.
I mean, that's a massive one. You can never really go wrong with that. But I've also seen it come out a couple of times for Bacchuses. The setup potential can be massive. And can you just imagine what it would be like if Carbon6 had to try and deal with two Cabrakans?
Yeah, honestly, what I'm thinking of more is the help of the Isis. I think that we're going to see a lot of control out of Watson's ultimate, and cutting off, the opposition with an Isis ultimate can be very powerful as well. So I think we're going to see Rapio lean on the mages and the Cabrakan, like you noted as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Early game, both of our junglers starting here on the right side.
And pretty standard gameplay coming through. Both teams just looking to clear out the ways as safely as possible, except Carbon6, they want those elementals.
And they'll certainly get them. Not too much trouble. No invades coming out, which is very curious. Usually, and it's because of the start, so it's not curious, it's just different. Because we're used to seeing basically the push in the mid lane or the solo lane, and then whoever wins winds up going into the enemy jungle.
Well, the only one with invade potential really would probably have been Carbon6 because of the fact that Rapio's on this Morrigan. But at the same time, you do have Team Rival with the Cabrakan and the Hercules, plus a Zeus. That's more than enough to just prevent any team from freely walking into your jungle, and Carbon6 don't really want to risk an early snowball lead.
Yeah, not at all. It's not in their prerogative, so instead they're going to just call it quits. Atonement on the Ullr. I liked him last time. I'm excited to see him again.
Except this time around, Welshbeastq is on this Anhur, and we've seen him before. That's something that you should certainly keep an eye on.
I love Apollo. He might be my favorite hunter. But I always talk about playing to your strengths, your specific strengths. And I think that Carbon 6 has strength in their hunter position out of Welshbeastq because he's just always down to fight. He wants to fight, and he'll probably win that fight. And the god that you give to that guy is Anhur.
Not to mention, Anhur is just so much better suited for the early 1v1 trading potential against an Ullr. Plus, on top of that, you can use your pillar to block his axe. His axe stun. That's some. You got to be quick about it, but I mean, I'm sure that Welshbeastq could probably pull it off.
So Welshbeastq has the answer for when Atonement.
It's an option for sure.
Question.
Are you just like? You're just trying to see how many of these you can fit in to one set, aren't you?
I mean, it just comes naturally. It's just a natural part of being a commentator. You'll get there.
I don't want to.
Oh, you'll get there.
No, thank you.
See? Aggro had some experience beforehand. That's why he just comes in blazing with it. You'll get there.
Aggro doesn't count because Aggro, there's a reason I call him Dadgro. Okay, he was born for that.
He was born a daddy? Is that the story of Aggro? It might be the story of Team Rival because they've certainly taken the advantage in game number 1. Game number 2, however, I think it will be a very different story. Carbon, I think Auzrik on the Nemesis might be a little bit of a better fit. And as I said before, Welshbeastq on the Anhur, certainly a better fit, in my opinion. So I think that's, I think it's already a more positive draft for Carbon 6. Simply because I think Welshbeastq has a better tool at his disposal.
Their draft is also a little bit more spread out as far as what comes online at what stage of the game. Last game we saw it was a little bit more mid to early game oriented. This time around, with the assistance of the Nemesis, you can never really go wrong with as far as teamfight engagements are concerned for Carbon 6. They have the early game presence between the Isis, Ymir, and Anhur, but they also have that mid to late because of the fact that a Nemesis ultimate can shred just about anybody.
That's the key there, is the handoff. Some of my favorite compositions are where you have a hyper early game character do a lot of work, and then mid game comes and you just hand it to somebody like a Bellona, and then late game comes and, well, you've got this Nemesis that's swinging with Chin Sai and everything else. So I prefer this type of build. More balanced approach, I think, is the word you used, and I really liked that word as far as that's concerned. So Carbon 6 here, looking for a return to greatness. New name, new playstyle. Not positive.
And 50-meter fly, Mr. Turtle, just waiting it out, really, trying to find the prime opportunity for an engagement. Team Rival, they want these oracles. This could be it.
And they'll fight over them. There's a little pull from the Zeus, and Carbon 6 are a little bit interested in going deep. And with the wall, that'll leave it. Oh, Jacob's still here, but I don't know how much he can accomplish.
Welshbeastq is making the third rotation, but that's all he needed.
Enough.
Just the one and done.
Got it. That's exactly what he came for. Picks up the Oracle and splits down the middle, which means neither team will be rewarded with free vision. So we better see some wars out there, otherwise we're going to see some ganks.
I mean, considering Welshbeastq's play style, it wouldn't surprise me for Rapio to just try and hang around that dual lane for an early kill potential.
Atonement here has to go ahead and play defense against his tower, so he'll be able to pick that up before losing any gold. Very smart play coming out from the Hunter. And so the rest of the team here in the mid lane,
just hanging out.
So that's one of my favorite ward skins.
The cactus?
No. Mr. Cactus.
Mr. Cactus. Okay, the Mr. is probably the most important part, am I right?
It's the important, because that's the thing. It has no face.
Was it Mr. Turtle that dropped it?
Oh, I don't know. That might be too much. But it's not personified. It doesn't have a face. There is nothing that makes it human. It's just Mr. Cactus. And for some reason, I have always loved that.
Can't ever really go wrong, though, when you put Mr. in front of a word. It just makes it seem more character-like.
I suppose. Yeah. I'll go with you on that one. More lifelike.
I really want to see Mr. Turtle Ward now to see if it's Mr. Turtle placing down Mr. Cactuses.
That would be excellent. We'll have to, that's something we'll have to keep an eye on for the rest of the remainder of the game. Elementals here on the right side being started by Team Rival, and Auzrik wants to have a party, but won't be able to be involved too hard. Both teams nice and even. 7 minutes in, not a kill, not a peep. Not a moment of action just yet here. Teams biding their time. Atonement gets walled. And he'll be brought down to half HP. Welshbeastq can't find the kill, but will definitely deal damage. Rapio, on the other hand, gonna find a kill. The fly gets swatted.
And as you can tell, 2 Zeuses. Wonder what happened there. Looks like the Cabrakan wall into a double Zeus ultimate. That's more than enough damage to secure
Zeus,
a kill
so
onto an Isis.
Scary. I mean, you're taking it from like a rainstorm to a nor'easter there with double Zeus ultimate. Scary stuff coming out for the guys on Team Rival. First blood, first team on the board, and because of it, they'll get a 500 gold bounty. But their lead almost up to 1,000. You can see 2,400 right now going for Team Rival after that kill.
Rival just kind of seemed like a snake just waiting to strike, like a cobra almost, like poised. They play it passive. They're willing to like sit and just wait things out. But then as soon as Carbon 6 even look in the wrong direction for just a little bit too long, immediately engage, and it's just absolutely incredible how quickly they're able to just shut down any sort of life.
Atonement steals both. Bladed arrow. Bang. Gets both of the oracles. Free vision on the Gold Fury. Nice play coming out from the Hunter on the side of Team Rival. Nicely done. Predators here on the Diamond Bellona. Playing it, looking for the elementals. Not going to be able to find them, just unlike the Hunter on the other side. So not going to be too positive for him, but Watson, Rapio, and Jacob instead meet up in the mid lane.
Gotta let people know what mastery ranking you are sometimes.
It's just part of it, man. You got any little bragging right, man. Any little bragging right. That's what you're looking for here. Rapio on this Morrigan has been interesting. We'll definitely keep monitoring his build because such an interesting character is something that we want to keep an eye on. Gold Fury leashed out by Carbon 6, and instead Team Rival make their rotation to the left side. Not going to find the objective is Carbon.
I know we like have since moved on from it, but Gnome pulling Predators into the rock, kind of just saying like, hey, I can land this. That's always just like, that's kind of a hilarious little moments to me.
It's, for me, it's always when the support, right here, where Watson is, when the support is just rotating and passes by the mid lane and tosses the Fafnir hammer, right? Yeah, I stunned you. I'm still going. And they just waddle on out. Watson, gonna waddle on out of that one. Mr. Turtle with a slightly misplaced wall. If that wall is maybe 2 inches closer, then Watson can't get out of there. And it is a bad situation to be Zeus in. But instead he just walks past it. Gold Fury picked up by Team Rival. Carbon 6, no. They've got the vision. And Jacob tosses an ult.
They're making the rotations, and Carbon 6, while they're grouped up on this side of the map, they could potentially look for the gold themselves, but the damage might not necessarily be there for them just yet.
Which is lucky for Team Rival, because with the Cabrakan ultimate down, that's a big control ultimate used in that jungle fight. Gnome down to half HP. Big damage coming out from Carbon 6, and down he goes. But Rapio! 3 in a row for Rapio. 4 for his team. And he's making it rain here on the selection. Trying to make the kills as Predators trying to find a way out. He dashes forward. No stun coming out just yet. Finally finds it. And that one goes to Jacob. You know, I wasn't just excited there. Rapio got 3 kills. That's why I said his name 3 times.
The double Zeus.
The double Zeus.
I can't tell if Rapio's a jungler or if he's just been practicing mages on the side, but
the double Zeus.
You cannot go wrong with a double Zeus. And I mean, we know how heavily favored this Zeus pick is, especially to every single team pretty much on both NA and EU as far as the SCL is concerned. But now having to deal with 2 of them.
You know what would be even scarier? If either Zeus could detonate the other Zeus's charges.
Please no.
So I just sit there, right? I'm Zeus 1, 1, 2, 3 charges, detonate, 1, 2, 3, and then Zeus 2 in base detonates. Oh,
That's not a fun time for anybody involved.
By the way, did you catch it when Zeus got the kill with the ult? I said make it rain.
I was trying to ignore it.
I'm not sure if you caught that one. I figured I'd remind you on
I would.
Gnome here, taking on the 2-on-4. Rough stuff. Fly gets kicked. Big play coming out from Gnome, but oh, he's going to get walled off, and there's the stop. He's going to come up short, and it's Gnome falling down. Fly on top. Take it to the sky.
He was just 100% HP, and then not. All in one instance, but I guess that's kind of expected when you're 4 members strong on the side of Carbon6, just rampaging through that soul lane. I'm not acknowledging this.
Oh,
it happened, and it's over, and now Watson's
Watson.
life is over.
Predator's looking for his own prey right there, putting number 3 on the board for Carbon6.
I really like... I hate so much about the things you choose to be sometimes.
So Gnome came up short, Fly took to the sky, and Predator's got his prey.
What I was going to say is I really like how Carbon6 have just grouped up out of seemingly nowhere and just really started to harass the entirety of Rival, not providing them that freedom to just AFK farm like they've been enjoying.
I mean, you might like it, but Rival likes it just as well. Their lead intact, 2,500, 5-3 are the kills, and with 13:40 on the clock. I mean, Rival, they're leading. They like it too.
Best way to close a gap though is to not provide that freedom to Rival. Right now, it's just been Rival establishing the lead because they haven't really had any sort of contest coming out from the side of Carbon6. But
that's true.
If Carbon6 continue to look for those engagements and find the picks and kills, and then they're able to, secure objectives afterwards, that's what you need to happen, especially for their draft. I mean, the best way to get things going is just one pick.
And with the 2,500 lead that Rival have, I mean, that is absolutely a lead that you can fight into as Carbon6. I mean, their composition specifically has tools to deal with a team with a lead. Isis can mitigate the damage coming in, and Nemesis can amplify the damage going out. So both options there help you out when you are behind. So shouts to Carbon6 for their draft really helping them out in that situation. So the fact that Team Rival up, 2,000, give or take, not too big of a concern.
Speaking of not too big of a concern, both of these hunters in the duo lane, not really concerned about much else that's been happening on the map, really. Just trying to secure their farm and then look to just box as much as possible once their Fatalises come online. Yeah,
I mean, that's what the hunters do right now, grouping up from Team Rival in the mid lane. Atonement trying to deal with what Welshbeastq is dishing out. Basics will land, but mid lane, Team Rival chased out. Carbon6 on the aggressive. Okay, they'll play it a little bit safe, clean up some vision, and back off. And just going immediately back to farming out their jungles as much as possible before looking to engage anywhere else on the map. So, Arrival at the moment, Welshbeastq will be backing as we hit 15:40 on the clock. So 8 kills in total. Team Rival has really, this is what they're looking for. They're looking for these explosive team fights. Double Zeus, big bang, everybody dies, and then just back off and chill. They want to repeat this a number of times throughout the match, and so that they can find 1K here, 2K here, and then by the time the third time they do that, they'll be able to clean up a Gold Fury, a tower or two, and really launch themselves into the future. And Jacob actually just hitting level 12 on the Cabrakan, now able to back. I like the shell pickup that he opted for, considering that they're dealing with not only a Nemesis, but the Isis and Ymir ultimates. Those can hurt quite a bit, especially if you're getting chunked by that Nemesis ult already. So shells, I think, is a really important pickup here on the side of Team Rival. Yeah, there's a lot of the build-up before those bursts are very important to why shell works out. You don't have to straight guess like you have to with a detonate from Zeus, for example. So nice selection there from Mr. JacobHL as he pairs his meditation with the shell here. I'm very curious to see where the rest of the build for Anhur goes. He's got that Fatalis, the trans, and the boots, identical to his Ullr across the way. Where do you think we see? Do you think we see some more penetration come out, or some more ability stuff?
Just depends on what Welshbeastq is looking for. He could honestly opt at this point in time to go into the Aussie. That's what I noticed Atonement chose to pick up immediately after building Fatalis. So, but considering how aggressive Welshbeastq likes to play it, I could kind of expect him to go with the Kins or a Executioner even here.
Ooh, the Executioner. I would really like to see the Executioner because that definitely helps out the rest of the squad. Gold Fury goes down easy peasy to Team Rival, but the ensuing team fight, different story. There's the Zeus ult. There's the Zeus ult. There's the ultimate out of the Isis as well. Nobody dead. Isis ultimate saves the day for Carbon 6.
That Isis ultimate came up massive, just completely cutting out any of the damage. But Mr. Turtle couldn't avoid the damage that time around.
Trouble as Welshbeastq jumps over. Oh, nice shot.
That was a good one. That's pretty cheeky right there.
That's that Fafnir hammer that I'll talk about. There is no reason for that.
I think the Ullr hail of arrows there is a little bit more impressive, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No. The Ullr hail of arrows is I guess that's some, flash. The hammer is just that. Portal Demon goes down. Blue team one more time. And this is what we were talking about. Just Team Rival want to take a team fight, get what they get, walk away with 1,000 in hand. They get the Gold Fury, they walk away. They get a pick, they walk away. They get a Fire Demon Portal, they walk away.
It's surprising, though, that even after that double Zeus ultimate engage, if you look at the actives for Carbon 6, not really a whole lot burned out there between the Shell and the Isis ultimate, and that's pretty incredible when you consider just how much damage was really negated throughout all of that.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying when it comes to Carbon 6, is that the Isis ultimate is going to let them fight into a team that's ahead because it mitigates the incoming damage, and should they look for a pick, Auzrik can amplify the outgoing damage. We just haven't been able to see that part of the equation just yet. Polynomicon, an early purchase for the Morrigan here, Rapio piloting. So you can see that the penetration comes afterwards, and we'll be building elsewise. But early poly is such an interesting choice here, I think.
I actually like the early poly because not only did he immediately rush that into an obsidian, so he's got the pen online to make it more effective than what you'd probably imagine, but Morrigan has a stun built into her original kit, and so when you combine the damage that you could potentially farm off of her stun and then her in hand, it's really easy for you to get AAs off as Morrigan onto players immediately after using an ability. So early poly, not a bad pickup right here. I actually kind of like it.
So whoever's teleporting in here is in trouble. Predators gets flipped, kicked, and stunned out. Half HP already for the recently teleported god in there. Isis ultimate saves his life again. 50-meter fly, making it happen.
These Isis ultimates have been way too clutch for the side of Carbon 6, and because of it, their tower is actually still standing.
Yeah.
You can tell Rival want more, though, and with the creep wave pushing up alongside of them, the pillar!
Love the play. Small things like that turn into very large opportunities. Welshbeastq throws the ultimate. He's going to get destroyed! He died in the air! Watson took him down! Oh, man! 7 in total for Team Rival. Pushing up in the mid lane, damage coming out of the tier 2 tower. This one likely to fall. 50-meter fly does not have the ultimate available. So Team Rival get 2K for their tower destruction, plus whatever they pick up for destroying the King of the Jungle. And with 21 on the clock here, 7 kills belong to Team Rival, and they find themselves up 8,000.
That 8K gold lead is going to start having a huge impact, too, as far as these team fights are concerned. Rival having a couple more items online for themselves. That's exactly where you'd want to be. And both Rapio and Watson are just absolutely destroying with these double Zeuses.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have both just looked so strong. 5 kills. 5 kills for our jungle Morrigan. Only 1 for Watson, but he's got 6. And I mean, the player damage. Look at the player damage between Watson and Rapio right there. Just there's a nice little grouping of literally the entire game, and then bam, Zeus damage.
That's 100%. Rapio's cheating off of Watson right
Just
now.
Zeus
He should
damage.
we should just give Watson 24, 25k damage at this point in time, because Rapio's farmed like all of his off of these Zeus ultimates anyway. So
That's the whole thing. If I'm Watson, I'm saying every time Zeus shows up, it's me. Rapio, you're not doing anything. I deserve those 6 kills. Atonement. Oh, he might be in trouble. Couple of basics out of Welshbeastq. There's death. Atonement will atone for his sins. Like that one. And the fight continues on the left side. Watson picks up 1. Down goes Welshbeastq. And it's a 1-for-1 trade.
I've completely given up on you at this point in time. Because whether or not I say something about it, you will. Every time.
That's what you get. If you're not going to say something about it, I'm going to, just so I make sure you didn't miss it. Gotta make sure. Gotta make sure.
Bob Saget, man.
Predators over here. Split pushing to victory. Tier 1 tower in the mid lane gonna go down for Carbon 6. Just a drop in the bucket. 500 gold. As 1,500 gets added on the left side. Team Rival leading by an even 10k. And the 500 didn't even come yet. Predators slowly chipping down that tower. No interest in the Gold Fury. This one will go down to Team Rival and launch themselves up even further. 60,000 gold in total, leading by 11.
It won't be much longer now until Team Rival start doing the Fire Giant dance that we're all too familiar with. And I'm not sure Carbon 6 will really have much of a way to contest that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. I give a lot of credit to the draft here. Predators in some trouble. Oh, with Atonement showing up, that's bad news. But with the draft on the side of Carbon 6, you amplify the damage with the Nemesis, and you diminish the damage incoming with the ultimate out of your mid lane Isis. But the problem is Auzrik is a single target. You can't amplify the whole damage for the entire team, so rough stuff there. Rapio drops his Zeus ultimate.
Just to secure that portal demon. Probably a little bit of overkill, but it also helps prevent Carbon 6 from even thinking about pressing up into that portal demon to try and steal it away.
I mean, it's better safe than sorry, right? So that one goes down. Rapio with the aggressive positioning here on the right side. 8-4 are our kills, and Team Rival leading by a plethora of gold here. Carbon 6, they have to pull out something fancy if they want to really contest this objective, or just get fought on. Rapio looking for the wraparound here.
So is Jacob. He really wants to try and lock somebody down with his ultimate, because anybody he traps at this point in time is certainly going to die.
And so a little bit of aggression. Ooh, Jacob dealing with it. 50% HP on the Fire Giant. Keep an eye on that. Auzrik being zoned by Gnome, gets flipped, stunned out by Turtle Man, now still in trouble. Low is the solo laner, and Gnome falls down. Welshbeastq gets the kill. Fire Giant got leash, nobody has it as Watson takes down Welshbeastq himself. And it was a 1-for-1, but Predator's extremely low. He'll be chased out of the fight. So the footing that Carbon 6 had near the objective, just not there.
And again, Rival just want to try and pressure onto this Fire Giant. Maybe look and see if they can secure another pick or two.
Auzrik playing it safe, looking for Watson. Instead gets jumped on by Atonement over the wall. Now Auzrik trying to find something on the back line. Gets controlled by Jacob. And that be that. Predator's still on the retreat. There's a jump forward from Atonement. He's able to get the kill. No help from his friends. Fly falls down despite the ultimate. Mr. Turtle able to take out Atonement. And that one winds up being 3 dead on the side of Carbon.
Just a little bit too aggressive by Atonement there. He had the pick. He could have potentially looked to just back off and get out, but instead electing to try and box into the Nemesis on Auzrik and cost him his life.
6 kills for Carbon 6 and 6 assists for the Nemesis. That is kind of what you want as the Nemesis, honestly. And you can see the chin size coming out of the Anhur, and the Executioner will be purchased by the Nemesis, which I really like. The Executioner going to amplify all the physical damage, most notably that of the Hunter, similar to the way the Spear of the Magus works with other mages when you see them purchase it to their surrounding friends.
Carbon 6 certainly looking to just have a little bit more pen builds established. You can see Welshbeastq opting to start into one of the Mace Tree items, which I would expect to probably be a Titan's Bane. Considering there's not really much sustain this time around on the side of Rival, so not much point in building a Brawlers.
We've seen a couple of different options. The Jotuns and even the Crusher come out for the more ability-based hunters, which I think Anhur falls in the category of. But looking at the other parts of the build, I don't expect to see any sort of cooldown reduction with respects to where Welshbeastq is going. Here comes the support in.
The steal.
That's the steal? That's the steal? That's
They
the
stole
steal!
it.
That's the steal! You are right! Carbon 6 able to confirm that one. Surprised me just a little bit. Auzrik able to take down the support, and Carbon 6 looking for the comeback. Spirit Ball not going to find the target, but Watson absolutely does. There's the jump forward. Can Atonement find the stun? Not just yet. Looking for the basics. Beautiful shield. Ullr gets hit. No, he avoids it. And Rapio able to chase him down. Stolen Fire Giant still not enough to give Carbon the lead. Surprising steal. I just, you know, there's so many options that Rival have to defend against a Watt. Like Ymir just sort of moseyed on in, blinked, and found an ult. Surprising. But the aggression out of Team Rival still coming. Just on top of it. Predator's down to 40%, dashing forward to deal some damage. Fly takes out Rapio, and Atonement chased out of the fight as well.
Rapio, I wasn't sure who was going to disappear first, Rapio or Atonement. Atonement barely able to get out alive, but that loss of Fire Giant still certainly going to hurt Team Rival. Even with an 11k gold lead, that was the game-closing Fire Giant, but now, because Carbon 6 were able to prevent that from happening due to Mr. Turtle with the godlike steal on the Ymir. That was... I didn't think that he was going to have the damage because I wasn't sure how long he was going to be able to charge that Ymir ultimate, but Rival just tried to burst it, messed up the secure on their own end, and it gave Mr. Turtle the chance to just steal it away. Yeah, Ymir's usually get in trouble for charging, right? You just get collapsed on and it just becomes problematic. Instead, it's Turtle doing the damage. Welshbeastq, my friend, taking down Gnome. Carbon B, Carbon 6, looking for some more. Jacob now with the ultimate, getting ulted on. There's the hammer out of Predators. And the Sunder.
Take him down. No wonder.
The BM Sunder just sealing the deal. Well, to be fair, though, he didn't have any other way.
No, it was a great play. It wasn't a blunder.
Finally secure him, but I just enjoy saying BM Sunder because you're so accustomed to seeing people just like do it as not necessarily a necessity, but just because they can. And it's always hilarious whenever you get a Sunder kill.
I don't have anything else that runs with Sunder. It's just wonder, blunder, and under. That's all I got.
So you had to drop all three of them at the same time?
Well, no, I did while you were talking. You said the BM Sunder, and I said, no, I think it was a fine play. I don't think it was a blunder.
Yeah, but...
And then you just
But then you added the other two afterwards because you just couldn't get enough the first time around.
I mean, that's what I do. I mean, it's sort of like that picture on the...
Okay. Are you aggro? You've...
It's sort of like that picture where, you know, the guy puts the stick in the front wheel of the bike and falls over it, you know, and just blames his co-caster. That's exactly what I'm doing here. It's all your fault, Taco. And Carbon 6, I didn't think they were able to swing this. The right side.
This might...
Takes down. That's going to be... Team Rival are going to defend here. They definitely can defend here, but Carbon 6 with the Fire Giant are only three of the members, most notably not the Jungle or the Hunter, who are the ones that are going to do the most damage to the tower.
11k gold lead, though, already shrunk to only 6k. That's pretty significant, especially if Carbon 6 are able to secure this tower and not fall victim to the returning gate of Team Rival.
Popped, an early Frenzy popped by Carbon 6. Looking for the right side fight. Welshbeastq gets one, but Predators have to jump away out of the fight on the right side and just barely escapes that ball out of the Hercules.
For a second there, I thought that was going to be enough to clean up Predators. It's like that Indiana Jones moment where he's just steadily trying to run away from it, but able to get out, and now he's back full HP. Fire Giant has worn off, though, for Carbon 6, so this tower engage could be a little bit risky, but ultimate's still available. Ooh, there's the Zeus ultimates coming out right now. Double Zeuses as Rapio changes it to Watson. That's going to push Carbon 6 on their back foot.
Rapio now back into the Morrigan. And Carbon 6, no Fire Giant left like you mentioned. And they're going to be pushed back. Nice job to cut the lead, but that's all they're able to do. Gnome! He gets collapsed on so hard! And body blocked a little bit by his own mid laner. Still able to get out of there. And the Fly uses his ult more defensively than offensively. Welshbeastq is low, so is Auzrik, but he's trying to hide. Here comes Rapio from the backside, looking for the wraparound. Bang! Surprises Welshbeastq and takes him out. Auzrik here, nice shield, but he's going to be followed up on.
And this is just all over the place right now. Mr. Turtle trying to get out with 1 HP, but there's just nowhere to go. 2 members of Rival surrounding him. Bracken wall just off the mark, and so with that, Predators and 50-meter Flyer are both going to be able to escape. Hold that thought, actually. Oh, Rapio, he's looking for it. But now Rival are just going to look for the Fire Giant instead. And with 2 members already dead on the side of Carbon 6, this should go the way of Rival.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. There's no, hold on. Team Rival pick up the Fire Giant. Just making sure that time. I'm not going to be hoodwinked twice.
Mr. Turtle's not even alive to blink.
Listen, man, okay? Okay?
Is he going to blink from base?
Yes, okay?
Rituals?
Yeah, he's just going to chain flickering. You imagine, oh man, luckily you have to back to
If he just rallies in, uses a flickering ritual, and then a blink to catch up in time.
That's how it's done. That's just how it's done. So that's why I said, give me a moment. You're going to make sure they get the Fire Giant. Team Rival are able to pick it up. 7K in the lead at the moment as we passed half hour just about 3 minutes ago. And Atonement and friends will walk up what seems to be the mid lane. And it likely will be their target of attack. After they back and spend some of the gold that they just earned. 3 frenzies. Team Rival can fight forever.
They're looking for a game-ending fight.
This is an ending fight.
They're going to take this T2 tower, the only T2 tower remaining on the side of Carbon 6, and whichever Phoenix they choose to engage on, I mean, that could spell the end for Carbon.
Yeah, this is going to be a one-fight scenario here. Carbon 6, you got to put all their cookies in one basket. No frenzy just yet. Need to see the frenzy on the side of Carbon 6, and there's going to be one coming out from Auzrik here. Right side, Carbon 6. What could be the final stand for the red team here. Pillar comes out. The player's still jockeying for position. Here comes the wave, and then I'll take down the backdoor protections. That means the frenzy comes out. Answer frenzy by the guys on Carbon 6. Gnome's gonna be in trouble. Frozen, stunned out. He's very low, and he's gonna get taken out by Auzrik. Not done just yet. Watson gets Predators. Big play right there. Rapio gets one. Double Zeus, man. That's a great kill. 2 players dead. On the side of Carbon 6, Team Rival shifts over to the mid lane and takes out the Phoenix.
2 players dead and 2 Phoenixes as well, but Rival aren't done just yet. They want all 3. No chance whatsoever for Carbon to try and defend from the fire creeps as they look for the final siege onto their Titan.
Well, with Gnome falling down in that last one, you absolutely have to make sure, because he's one of your control guys. Welshbeastq gets his Aegis chased out. Nice little detonate, dealing some damage, chasing Mr. Turtle back. But the left Phoenix falls down. All 3 birds down for the count. And Team Rival going to go ahead and back off with their frontline Hercules not available. They want to make sure that they play this a little carefully. 10 seconds left for him to respawn. Looks like it's going to be the Gold Fury. And we'll see where Team Rival go from there.
Gold Fury primarily just because they want that little bit of additional gold for some more rituals.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what the late game is all about, being able to bolster your team with multiples of these. 4 frenzies, oof. 4 frenzies on the side, and the poor support just has to buy wards.
The 3 flickerings as well. So if it wasn't hard enough already for Carbon to find the potential pick onto the side of Team Rival, now it's only going to get even more difficult. I mean, that's the 3 carries as well. So any sign of potential danger, they're out of there.
Yeah, and you can even use these offensively. Don't forget, Morrigan's stun is melee range. So should she blink to the backside, she can find a stun on somebody that she might not have otherwise found a stun on. And there's the blink from Atonement being used aggressively, right on top of Auzrik. Where'd he go? Just not there. Auzrik able to finish that one off, not even using the ultimate. That makes a Morrigan so unique. Long-range Spirit Ball just tickles the support. No Phoenix is available, but 4 Frenzies are. Carbon pops theirs. Here comes everybody in the into the throne room. Half HP on the Titan already. Bang, 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 bang goes the Cabrakan. Bang, 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 bang goes Atonement. And bang goes Team Rival in general. 30 minutes of play. And Team Rival finishes up their 2-0.
And I'm sure that Rival are more than happy to secure the clean set victory over Carbon 6 because they really needed this as far as the LAN is concerned. And now with that in tow, Rival are looking good.
Atonement looking so strong. Both games here coming out for Rival, playing this Ullr. No fooling around here. 5-2 are the kills right now, and him and his mid laner are just going to push that even further for Team Rival.
He was just so on point the entire game, especially with those yellow arrows. Every single time, either picking up the kill or securing just that little bit of damage that his team needed to secure the final blow. Good
Ullr play is just so much fun for me to watch because it's so quintessential Hunter. A lot of times, you know, you have Anhur burst ultimate. A Hunter is there for sustained damage, and though he brings burst by way of the abilities, usually in these team fights, what you're seeing is the 3 come out separate from the 1 and the basic attacks, and he just winds up always bringing the damage. I love to see strong Ullr stuff.
And you can never really go wrong with Ullrs, but on top of Ullrs, it's not the only thing that we saw coming out of Team Rival. We actually have to give a little bit of commitment as well to Rapio in this game.
A little bit?
He was doing work both times around. First with the Nemesis and then with the Morrigan. Just an absolute devastation, especially in the second game because of the utilization of that Morrigan ultimate. It was so effective of him to just keep turning into Zeus, because what better way to secure early damage than with a secondary Zeus ultimate?
Yeah, the double Zeus was radical. I mean, that was just incredible. Here's the triple kill that Rapio gets right away. And then here, what I liked about it is that he could also play the Morrigan. A lot of these players that bring out Morrigan can only really, okay, yeah, sweet, I'll turn into Hun Bats, Fear No Evil changes the game. Rapio brings out the actual Morrigan character. Here, another kill by way of that stun. So nice plays coming out from the longtime jungler.
And that's exactly what you want to see. And then right around these last couple of team engagements, of course, Zeus, Zeus, Zeus all day long. Can't ever really go wrong with turning into a Zeus.
Yeah, not ever going to be a bad situation. I mean, Zeus is Zeus, right? So absolutely an option for any Morrigan players. So definitely something that we saw in Rival with their 2-0 wind up sitting pretty. That's going to do it for European action here on the Smite Console Mondays. We'll be returning with some more North American, so stay tuned to hi-rez TV.